What up, my real estate professionals? Mortgage Mark here. Giving you a quick update kind of on what's going on right now and where we think things are going. The big question I'm asking, and you guys probably are too, is, hey, where do we think rates are going? I'd like to share a few pictures with you. First and foremost, rates still volatile as ever. You can see here the Fed up their game. They're buying $50 billion a day this week in mortgage-backed securities. And while this does make rates lower, the mortgage industry is literally pleading with the federal government to stop buying because they can't have rates go lower. Reason why is that volatility can make a lender go out of business literally overnight. There's a whole big article down below, a link to it at least, that explains why. So if you guys want to check that out, do it. But just know the volatility this dramatic is bad for the mortgage industry as a whole. So lenders are screaming to please stop. They need to get the current pipelines cleaned out before things can go back to normal. So the good news is Steve Mnuchin has said that they're forming a task force to start talking about the mortgage industry, because right now everything else is getting the headlines, but people don't realize that mortgage rates are not moving the way they should. There's not really a demand. We've talked about this in prior videos. So now let's shift gears. The point is rates, hit or miss. We've seen them in the mid to high threes, and then literally by the afternoon they could be at 5% because nobody but the Fed was buying. So moving on, couple hopefully bright notes. I got a couple folks asking, and my opinion, and I'm asking theirs. What do you think is going to happen after this? Well, check this out. This is the graph that shows the supply that exists right now, or at least did. Check out 2020, team. The January, February supply was already low. We've all known that. It's just hard to get houses built fast enough. It's hard to, sellers, when they put it on the market, it's still selling pretty quick. So there's still a really strong demand. Compare that to, look at 2018. Here we got a really slow supply, or low supply of what's out there for households. Check this out. Here's what's being sold. A lot of homes are being sold. So even with the lower supply, you got a lot of homes that were happening in January, February. So to me, that's a good sign, meaning yes, we may lose some buyers because they're either nervous, maybe they lost their jobs, they just decide to be a little slower. Whatever it may be, we're going to lose some. But I just think we were really well positioned going into this to where hopefully it's not going to be this abysmal, rerun of the late 2000s when we had the mortgage meltdown. And here's one other thing. The household formations. Where'd that go? It's down here, team. Hold on. Household formations. Check this out. Call it 2006, 2007, 2008, when things went really poorly because of the mortgage meltdown. Look at all the annual completions of homes. Look at all the homes that were built. Look at the actual blue, the household growth, meaning the household formations. How many families are actually coming into the market to buy the homes? People grow up, they graduate, from high school, they get a job, they go to college, later on in life, they get married, they get kids. This is the number of household formations. Check it out. In the recent years, we've had pretty good run of households actually getting formed, meaning the demand is there and the supply has not been keeping pace. So all that's to say, hopefully we had a good enough market queued up so that if and when we come out of this thing, the 3.3 million people last week filed for initial jobless claims, meaning unemployment. 3.3 million. The highest number ever was October of 82 at 695,000. Think about that. Normally it's 200-ish, 3.3 million. So hopefully most of that 3.3 million can go back to work once Corona goes away. There'll be some that won't, unfortunately. I'm sure there's some small businesses that won't survive, but hopefully most of that demand is still going to be there. And while we're missing the beginning of the spring season, that does suck, to be quite honest. The fact of the matter is I expect probably a busy summer season because you're going to have a lot of folks will be hustling up to get their homes listed. And there's a whole separate little video if you care, if you're a realtor that want to kind of hear my thoughts on that. I'll make a separate one on marketing and what I think you should be doing right now during these times of sitting at home. So with all that said, thanks for watching as always. Have a great day and be productive and stay safe.